Yeah, thanks for the reminder. No, not like that. It was like he said that okay, you're a loser. What credibility do you have when you're saying this? I was like, I'm building up my credibility, and I did not hate mail him, or I did not like think about getting revenge. I was like, okay, so he's criticizing me. How can I improve from this? Exactly. And I said, okay, I really appreciate your criticism. I really value your opinion. Thanks. Keep criticizing me. That's how I'll grow. Okay, so hi guys, this is Sushruth, and today I'm joined by Tanish, and we also have today Hardi.
Hi,
what's up?
So today we are going to talk actually about the effect of social media on our daily lives and what it does to youth.
Yes, of course. So we basically started this idea with like giving a platform for teenagers to share their perspective and get out of the mental morbidity. Like there are a lot of teenagers who do not express what they want to say, but they are like just stuck in themselves, and maybe that makes their life and days miserable.
I'd completely agree, because the thing is, social media is meant for us to connect, but it ends up dividing us.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, so basically the point of social media, according to me, was actually to get to know people better. Because that's the whole point of social media, right? The point of social media is to get to know people who are not accessible to us on a daily basis, right? So if we don't do that, we are actually completely misusing social media.
Yeah, of course. The purpose of social media is not being like
Completed
or fulfilled. Like, yeah, we do a lot of stupid stuff over social media. Like we have to. Yeah, I have to say this. I must say this. We try to impress the people we don't know or the people we hate over social media for no reason.
Okay, so
It's
basically
like we're constantly seeking validation.
so basically we do this for people who we don't know, who don't care about us.
Yeah,
Right.
and we still want to spend time impressing them.
Okay,
Why?
so basically the point of social media is not being like held, or maybe it is not being completed. Okay, so the basic point of us starting this venture of Twitter for Teens, or maybe the venture of social media revolution, was to actually get people to use social media effectively, right? By
course.
effectively, I mean to actually to influence their lives, because see, this is a tool which is like really world changing, or maybe it can actually change us for the better.
Yeah, it makes the world small, like by connecting all of the people from over the world.
Yeah, the internet has made the world a small place.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, we can get to know, like right now, when I am sitting here right now, so I can actually know what Bill Gates is doing right now
Yes.
in his house, and that's really amazing. But what if we don't actually use it for that? We use it to
Yeah.
know what our neighbor is cooking right now, or
Yeah.
maybe how his wife is cheating on him.
Yeah.
So,
It's like our friend in America will be sipping some latte in Starbucks, but we won't know what our mom's doing downstairs in the kitchen.
yeah, exactly.
We'll be completely clueless about that.
Yeah, so I agree with that, and that's why the whole point of Twitter for Teens was started. Since we are teens and we are actually the youth of this nation, or maybe we are the ones who are responsible for the further development, that's why we started this venture, because we wanted to influence the minds of people of our generation. See,
Exactly.
we don't care about the people like 2-3 generations above us, because
Yes.
they are not going to change, right?
And they
They're
are
not.
independent.
They are
So, like,
independent, yes.
they are not
In a few years,
dependent
it's going to be our generation who's going to be ruling this country.
Exactly.
And if we don't make a difference, who will?
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. That's why this whole point was started. And why Twitter for Teens? Because like when we went through Twitter, we actually saw many, like the basic age for tweeting was somewhat above 25, or even like 20 to above the
Yeah.
above ages.
Yeah.
When we-
Because we only see adults and big entrepreneurs, business people, sports person tweeting over social media. Like, but
Yeah. About things that matter, because people our age would rather check up on Kylie Jenner's birthday or things which, we shouldn't probably give a shit about.
exactly.
I
Like,
don't get this Jenner's one.
I really don't.
like, do you know about the age of information?
No.
So this is a basic theory that if you were living in the 1950s and that era, and if you had huge land during the agricultural revolution, you would have been the richest person. recently during the industrial era, if you had good like labor, a good business mindset, you would have been the richest person. But now, at this point in the world, at this point in the time, basically, if we have access to information, if we get the actual access to the information in the age of information, we can do a lot of stuff. Because if you see, like, watching a web series is like exchange of information. Like, you just get to know what is happening.
Yes.
You just get to know the script. It is nothing else but exchange of information. Everything that is not everything that is maybe in terms of software is exchange of information and nothing else.
100%.
Like,
that's the 100% true.
Social media is the biggest platform for exchange of
Yes.
information.
It is.
And yet we somehow manage to misuse it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because seeing a picture is like exchange of information. Like,
Yes.
we get information, but yeah, it is information.
Okay. So what would you suggest? I'm talking to Hardi. So what would you suggest we use social media for?
We could use it for a better purpose, for the purpose it's meant to be used for.
Okay. So what do you mean by that?
It's like we should, stop with our ego of the following ratio, and follow people we actually know / care about, and just not just join in. We should have our own opinion. It should not be like everyone has the same thing, so we should join in the bandwagon and have the same opinion, and we should stop following these stupid trends.
Exactly. You may have seen that a lot of people follow some motivational pages like that. Those pages do nothing else but make people go into isolation. Like, some pages have posts like, it is better to be a lonely lion
Oh my
than a
God.
popular sheep. I've seen people actually put this up on their story and feel proud about it.
Yeah. Okay. I
But
do that.
actually,
But it's very pathetic about what people these days do for stories. I mean, it's like
Exactly.
instead of living in the moment, you'd kind of wait to get the perfect shot and show it to your followers. It's like
Exactly.
you won't enjoy it in the moment. You just be like so set up on capturing the right moment
People are
and
not
wonder how your
present.
followers would see.
This following rut has got me in such a bad space.
It is really pathetic.
Yeah, so what happened like 2-3 months before was that the situation at my home was not really good. So I was in a really bad mental state, okay? And like any other teen, what I do most of my time is actually I lounge in social media. Okay, so basically Instagram or maybe even Twitter or Facebook. Not Facebook. But
Facebook is so yesterday.
Yeah.
not for teenagers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was basically lounging through Instagram, and when I started going through, like, it was like second, third day, and it was not really helping me, because my state was not good, and everywhere that I went, I was like, I met this friend like a few months back, and he was in a really, like, he had just broken up, he was in a really bad mental space, he had not scored well in his exams, and he was like on the brink of depression, and he posted this really good photo of him being with someone, and it was like really happy caption, and I'm so happy and I do this, I do that, and I was like, okay. So I texted him, I said ki, okay, so what's the deal, have you really changed, or are you like really happy? So he was like, no, I'm not happy, I'm just doing it so that people won't think that I'm a loser.
It's unbelievable to the extent people would go to,
Yeah.
just to make someone else believe that they are happy even when they are not. And it's clearly visible at
Put up an
times.
impression.
And
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
The most weird thing ever.
And that hit me hard.
Like-
I was like, okay, so he's going through the same situation which I am going through right now, but he's choosing to be a pretender, or maybe
Yes, exactly.
live in that facade which he must like have to attract people who don't care about him.
Fake.
Yeah, and that got me thinking so hard, So what I did was I switched off my Instagram. I deleted my account for almost 3 to 4 days, and and that really helped my cause, because I was like, wherever I went on Instagram, I saw facades being put up, I saw pretense, I saw people judging each other for no other good, for no reason, for no reason. I got these texts from random people saying, hey bro, what are you doing, why are you posting all these lonely sad quotes, have you broken up, or have you gone into this really bad phase, what you're such a loser because you're posting
Oh
all
my God.
such positive shit. You know, I legit got these texts.
You know, one thing I've noticed about these people, they don't really care. They're just curious, you know,
Yeah.
so they can probably talk about it in
Yeah.
their group chats.
So
You
people
know,
want
We're just providing new topics for their group texts.
You
I'm
know,
not
I
even
believe
kidding.
that critics don't have another job. You know, when your job is just to
Exactly.
criticize the other person, you don't actually have a job.
Yeah, like those people are trying to trying to point out your mistakes, and that is the reason why they never get the time to work on themselves and grow. And
They-
that is why they keep on doing this all their life, and their life ends the way it was and it is.
I would name someone, but Sushruti, you know what I'm talking about. You know, someone who constantly posts everything that goes on in their life on social media. It's like, we don't even know that person personally, but we can figure out whatever's going on.
Yeah. So the content that person posts is hilarious. Okay. So I won't name that person, but
Yeah, we won't.
you know, but
That's what I'm mentioning about. It's
Yeah.
like the person becomes anxious if, you know, he
Doesn't
or
get
she
the
doesn't,
validation.
yeah, exactly, or doesn't post a story regarding how
how she is
yes.
messed up or how
Exactly.
her life is not good. You know,
Yeah, the
She
way
won't
expectations-
introspect and try to solve her problems or find solutions to them.
you know, she instead relies on the opinions of others, thinking that she is cool.
Exactly, that is why you never ask for TBH. Amazing
this
point.
This is my personal opinion, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I
what
learned that
did-
from you.
Yeah. So what I did was, there was this really story. These are the stories, right? Ask me a question
Oh
and all
my
that
God.
shit. So, after a point, I stopped asking TBHs from people. So this friend of mine, he asked me, why are you doing this? Why don't you ask TBHs? I was like, because I don't care about what other people think about me.
Their opinion
Yeah,
does not
That
matter.
that opinion doesn't matter to me. That's why I don't ask for TBHs.
And even if,
Exactly.
you know, we would maybe want feedback from our friends, like the ones who we really care about, we could ask them in person
I
and let us
appreciate
know.
criticism, you know, I
Exactly, appreciate
criticism.
feedback.
I appreciate criticism.
We should learn to
yes.
take constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't see how we post TBH and like post them on stories to let people know, OMG, we are great friends.
So this
Our life is
is
totally happening.
this is the basic point of human nature. Like every human wants to have the feeling of being great,
Exactly.
like being amazing, and that is the reason why having a huge following on social media is what people think is an amazing thing. Which
But
is
you know,
actually-
it does the exact opposite. It's like we see someone, you know, is probably more perfect looking, has the perfect skin tone, has the perfect body, just makes us feel crappy about ourselves.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know, so getting back to my story, okay?
Yeah.
So I got I deleted my I deleted social media, I deleted Instagram, I deleted Facebook and all that, not Facebook. And yeah,
Because you
and-
never used
yeah,
that.
never
That was
used
never
it.
in question
Yeah, not in
anyways.
question. So I deleted Instagram, and for 2-3 days I was really happy.
Oh my
But
god.
it also kept nagging at me that why are you running from the situation when you can actually do something about it.
Yes.
You know, so I installed Instagram again, and I started you know what a person really needs daily is motivation. I believe that. I solely believe that.
Yes.
Because without motivation you can't, you know, motivation doesn't last for a really long time. You know, that's the point with motivation. It doesn't last. So what I did was, what if you seek, what if you continuously are in a motivated zone? What if you continuously see motivation around you? What if you
Seeking inspiration?
yeah, seeking inspiration maybe, you know. So
Yeah,
what I
right.
did, you know, basically the thing which I hate is the followers and following ratio. You know?
Yes.
So yeah, and that is really stupid. Okay, so
People have that unfollow scam.
yeah, and that, you know, that really got to me. And so what I did was, I was like, okay, so I want to get out of this stereotype, I want to break this stereotype. So I basically, what I did was, I increased my following by almost 200 to 300
Oh my god.
than my followers. Yeah, and you know, people are so observant that someone actually texted me saying,
Oh
have you
God.
gone mad? What are you doing?
What the
What are you?
fuck
Yeah,
does that
yeah, yeah,
matter?
what are you doing? Why are you not? Why
Oh
are
my
your
God.
followers less than your following? I was like, because I want them to be so. I wanted people to notice that I am doing this and ask me the reason. You know, so this guy asked me, why have you done this? And I was like, okay, so how are you great if your following is less than your followers? Like
Exactly.
he was dumbstruck. Right? He was dumbstruck. He couldn't answer me. He was like, yeah, no, you're stupid, you're a loser. I was like, okay, fine.
Cool.
Yeah. And so I
Cool.
know. Yeah, so I came to know that I won. So though, and what I did was I was not like following random people. What I did was I actually started following the people who are not accessible to me on a daily basis. So what I did was I followed motivational pages. I started following entrepreneurs. I started
Yes.
following like really inspirational people like Lewis Howes, or maybe even
Jay Shetty.
Jay Shetty. Yeah, Jay Shetty had a huge impact on my life.
Exactly.
Gary Vaynerchuk, Jay
Gary,
Shetty.
so did you know this thing that Gary Vaynerchuk said around a year ago? He was like, what if social media stops showing you the number of followers, following, likes and comments you get daily? Would you still be using Instagram?
I don't think
Because-
people would.
Because that would actually
Drive the purpose of people's lives.
exactly, that would help people, like that won't give people the material to compare themselves with someone else.
Yeah.
So the feeling of being great will actually not be for just one person, but it would be like distributed among everyone. So that is the better point of all of that.
Yeah.
Like the number is what does not matter. Like if you are adding value to one person, it is actually amazing.
100%.
Are you able to add
Yeah.
value to one person?
100%. So the basic point. Yes. What I did was I started following all these motivational pages, all these pages so I followed almost 300 to 400 such pages. And you know what I did the next day? So when I opened Instagram the next day, all I could see was the content that those pages posted.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
And that
The
helped
positivity.
changed my mindset. And
Yes.
mindset is really, really important if you want to change your life.
Exactly.
Yes.
If your mindset is shitty, your life will be shitty.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
your actions determine your results, and
Yes.
your
They
actions
do.
are controlled by your thoughts. So it is very much necessary to control your thoughts and like be always positive with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So whenever I open my social media right now, I always am surrounded by positivity. I got a lot of replies saying that okay, so you have really changed. From a lot of people we know actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I particularly like to mention this. So I was not really in a great place in my life. Like I was being paranoid about things. So I just met up with Sushruth casually, like after a long time, just talking. We got to talking, and then he told me about this, and then I really gave it a thought, and I did the same thing. Like he sent me those pages which he followed, and then it made like a really huge impact. Instead of seeing those plastic pictures of people,
Pretending to be
yeah,
happy.
exactly.
The fake
I-
thing.
Yeah, I got to saw things which would actually help me in my life, and it has really made a huge impact on my life, and
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
great.
So that's how I actually implemented social media. And now that I think of it, the tough phase which I went through for the past 3 months is actually the best phase of my life.
Yes, you needed it.
Yeah, because it's up to us that what we want to become through a tough phase. Right? Do you want to remain a caterpillar or become a butterfly?
Yeah, like the
It's up to us.
exactly. The phase of change is the toughest phase maybe. So maybe if it was the tough phase, it was a phase of change. So it changed something
And
for the better.
Yeah, so actually the phase which I went through, I'm really, really grateful for the change in my life. When you start being grateful, abundance appears and fear disappears.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really amazing and it's really amazing how one particular app or maybe how one particular person can change so much about you, and how it can change. One incident can actually change your life if you look at it the right way.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, now
It's all about perception.
Yeah,
Perception,
we've all been
perception.
through really tough phases. We've all been through a lot, and what we actually but it was up to us how to come out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, if we decided that no, this is the toughest phase of my life, I can't come out of it, we would have been drunkards, or maybe we would have
Yeah.
actually started doing things which are not really good for our health, or maybe
Yes.
for our mind.
Exactly.
Your body reflects how your mind is. If your mind is healthy, your body is healthy.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if we keep our mind healthy, we'll keep our body healthy.
Yes.
And how to keep your mind healthy? Surround yourself with positivity.
Yeah.
So very much.
There's a
Like,
lot of things to
yeah.
do out there. You can, meet new people.
Yeah, actually, we should not be afraid of rejection.
We
Yes.
definitely should.
Every 1 of 2 minutes spent on with a mobile device is spent on social media,
Yes.
and that is the main point. And so if social media, if people are highly engaged in social media with their screen times exceeding 3 hours a day, they should be feeding themselves, feeding their minds with positive thinking.
Yeah, you know how social media can actually change us. You know, it has such a huge impact on our life that we don't even know how much it impacts our lives. Because constantly all our time, if we are getting bored, we are on our phone. If we are
Yes.
if we are happy, we are on our phone. If we are we are the phone generation, right? We are the
Yes,
social media
we are.
generation. We are the
Exactly.
youth of this nation. And if our mindset isn't right, the mindset of others will also not be right.
Exactly.
The point of us doing this is not to change the mindsets of the grown-up people, because their mindsets are not going to be changed.
It's gonna
up
be
to
stagnant.
us. Yes, it is up to us to actually change our mindsets and the mindsets of people around us, so that we can actually prosper as a nation.
Exactly.
Like, if we actually use the most effective tool available at our disposal, if we use it effectively, if we use it to support our cause, we'll actually be making a huge amount of impact on the world, or maybe or on ourselves, which is the most important.
Like, even if teenagers are 30% of the population now, they are 100% of the future.
Yes. Agreed.
Exactly.
And that is so very amazing how such a little thing can impact so very much on our lives. And that is, so if we use it to the fullest, but there are always two sides to a coin, right?
There
We
are.
can, if we use it to satisfy our own ego, or maybe to propagate negativity,
To show off.
I never got the point of showing off on social media. Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly.
See, showing off is fine, if we basically every one of us shows off, and yeah, we all want to get validated from people.
The feeling of being great.
Yes, the
Okay.
feeling of being great. Everyone shows off. Because when you show off, you actually no one shows off without a reason. Okay,
Yes.
those douchebags are a complete different zone. No one shows off without a reason. If you have a good physique, you'll show off. If you have a good mind, you'll show off. If you are doing something very commendable, you'll show off. But those things are really amazing.
But
And,
people need to get the difference between, self-love and feeding your ego and being stuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like self-love is not selfish, but self-love should not propagate being selfish. Like,
Yes.
it should not promote people to be selfish.
Yeah. So, basically the zone of selfish people is boosted on social media right now. Yeah, but we can change that. We can actually, now with this initiative of Twitter for teens, people have actually started to tweet and implement what we tweet. And basically
There's a lot of people doing
yeah,
this.
there's a lot of people doing this, and I'm really very grateful for their support, for what we have been doing,
Exactly.
of how much impact we are having on their lives, and that we are really
Yes.
grateful for this. We have, but the most important point right now, which I'm about to bring up, is that the zone which we are right now in is too small, and we need actually a lot of people to implement what we are saying. The amount of people we are reaching right now is really less, and
Yes.
that's
It's a
not the
huge
point.
margin.
Yeah, so even if they read the podcast, even if they read the tweets which we are doing, but they don't implement, so what's the use of us
Yes,
tweeting? They
exactly.
need to actually self-reflect. Self-reflection and maybe introspection are the two very important points
Yes.
which can be handled very well with social media.
They can be.
Yeah.
If you follow people who are doing really amazing in their lives, who are actually motivating other people to do great, to actually succeed. Success is not when only you want to succeed.
Yes.
It's when you take everyone and succeed together. Yeah.
Yeah, I read this tweet by I don't
Me.
know.
Yeah.
I
It's my
don't remember
tweet.
his name, but he said a billionaire, the actual billionaire, is the one who impacts 1 billion lives.
Yes. I'd agree. I think with a great mindset and with positivity surrounded by us, we could be the person we admire.
Be the change.
Yeah.
Being the change. Like, the richest people in the world right now are not stuck in what they have. They are not stuck in showing off what they have. Like, even if have you noticed that the employees of Jeff Bezos have a bigger and a luxurious life than Jeff Bezos himself?
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, because even if his employees earn less than him, they are trying to show off. But this guy is 100% of the time involved in the growth of the company. and not involved in showing off his
Yeah, the aim is
stuff.
to be rich, not look rich, right?
Yes, exactly. So people need to know the difference between being rich and looking rich. And there are a lot of people who try to look rich, like they try to pretend to be rich over social media,
They're showing off.
showing off. Like they're like, okay, click my photo, like this brand should come out.
Only having loads of money isn't going to make you rich. Isn't just
Exactly.
all about the money and the wealth you possess, because it's going to go away someday. But what's going to stay is the change you've made on people.
The impact we had on
Yes.
people. The question which was nagging me the most, and a person actually asked me this. He said that, what is, you tweet so much, you write so much, so what is your credibility?
Exactly.
So what, what have you achieved to talk about these things? So I was like, okay, so I'm not a credible person, but I'm building up my credibility eventually.
Exactly.
And I'm building it up through this.
The person asks you what you have achieved. You're trying to achieve by doing this.
You are
The
trying
person
to-
doesn't
you
get
are
it.
trying to share your perspective.
Exactly.
That's all.
Yeah, and the whole point of us going on this venture is to share the perspective of teens. It's like people say, yeah, you are 18 years old, 16 years old, you don't know what you're talking about. It is not like that. Knowledge doesn't have an age. If you have
Yeah.
learned something, you actually have the right to share it with people, and that's what we are doing through this.
Exactly.
And knowledge doesn't have any age. There is no age to knowledge. That's actually our motto. No
Yes.
age to knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was this friend of mine who, like, she's like around in her 20s, she's 25 plus, and she asked me like, why are you doing this? Like, you should be doing some stupid things in your teenage so that you could be better in your life. So I was like, if you think this is stupid, am I not doing this stupid thing?
Okay.
So this was a very weird perspective shift, but it did work. I mean, it actually changed my perspective, and I started tweeting again.
But this tweeting has really had a huge impact on our lives. Not only our tweets. Because whenever I tweet, there's a backstory up behind it. There's a backstory.
Same,
yeah.
same.
So when I'm in a really bad mindset or in a really happy mindset, I tweet, and that my mindset is reflected through my tweet. One of my tweets actually is like, social media is not about the number of followers or number of following
Yes.
you have,
Yes.
but it's about the amount of people you know, or maybe it's not about
The amount of value.
the amount of value you are adding to the lives of people. So this, I have to narrate this incident. So there is this friend of mine, and that person is really, really obsessed with looking cool on social media. So he
Okay.
constantly tweets. He constantly DMs me on Instagram saying that, okay, so now that you're doing this, do you think that you're really amazing? Okay, so this is really stupid, you're such a loser. And what I did, every time he sends me a negative feedback, I was actually like, okay, so really I thank you for your criticism. Now I'll actually grow
Act
more
upon
from it.
it.
And
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. No, not like that. It was like, he said that, okay, you're a loser, what credibility do you have when you are saying this? I was like, I'm building up my credibility. And I did not hate mail him, or I did not think about getting revenge. I was like, okay, so he's criticizing me, how can I improve from this?
Exactly.
And I said, okay, I really appreciate your criticism, I really value your opinion, thanks, keep criticizing me, that's how I'll grow. And
oh my god.
and after 2 DMs, that guy stopped messaging me, and now he tweets. Now
Wow.
he's actually joined in our venture.
Sure?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh my god.
See, this is the kind of impact, we
Yeah.
are striving for.
So when your mindset is clear, when you are talking with clarity, your thoughts are as clear, people around you will get impacted.
Exactly.
And that's how we should actually use social media. Social media should not be used for showing off. It should be used for actually impacting the lives. I'm not saying that what others are doing is completely wrong and what we are doing is completely right. It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
We are sharing.
We are
another
going through like 2 different ways.
Yeah, we are
Like,
sharing our perspective of how to effectively utilize a tool which is so very powerful.
It's
this
up
is
to the
not
other
right, this is
person
not
if they want to
wrong.
enforce it in
Yeah,
their
like,
lives or
they're
not.
not
there are 2
forcing
things.
our
If one
opinion.
is correct, the other must shouldn't be wrong. There can be 2 correct things, and they want something different out of life, and we want something different. Like, not out of life, but like something out of like the daily lives.
No, but actually, have you thought about it? The past 3-4 months since we started this, how our utilization of social media has changed from other people. When I actually when I launched social media, I saw I see many people daily who are trying to look cool and are really, really unhappy inside, but they don't
Yes.
want to post what they are thinking just because they'll get judged for being true. No, so they are lying to themselves.
But you know the worst part is that they don't know this. But you can't please everyone. Even if you post you're looking happy, people are gonna judge you anyway.
You know?
Let them at least judge you for who you are.
Yeah. You know, I solely believe this, that you should not be judged for who you are, but who you want to be. You know,
Oh my
I solely believe that, and that's what keeps me going. You know, first they criticize you,
Yes.
and then they want to be like you.
I sometimes feel like weird for these people because they are not in a good state. So that is the reason why they point out at someone else's mistake. Like if you are not in that good mindset or that state, you try to point out at someone else's mistake so that they can come down to your level. Like pulling someone down does not take you actually up.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and this is a daily belief that it does. Like maybe this mindset has been
Cultivated.
cultivated
Yes,
because of
yes.
sports, because sports is a win-lose game. Like if one wins, the other has to lose.
Do you know the latest sport which has gone on social media, fighting on comments?
Yeah,
I
I
know.
read about it. Yeah.
People who do this, I feel they are like completely cowards. They can't face it, or like what.
Keyboard warriors.
Yeah, keyboard warriors.
Yeah, you know, so
They can't own up to what they want to say in real life, so they'll just say it in
no, it
comments.
is like, how are we being judged for being real? Though now my social media utilization has been different. What has it been like? You know, when I actually see someone doing something good, and even if it is not like completely the best, or maybe it is not like, but they are trying, I
Yeah.
actually DM them saying, okay, really great effort by you.
Sincere appreciation.
Sincere
Yeah.
appreciation, because appreciation is what keeps us going. And we never got the appreciation.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
but
it's okay.
we kept going on. We never got the appreciation, but we would have really liked if we had actually gotten the appreciation for what we were doing. Now we are getting it. Now it's fine.
Yeah,
but
but the first I guess a month was like a very weird phase.
we were being asked about our own credibility, questioned, criticized, negative feedbacks for coming left, right, and center. But that somehow
that
didn't-
helped you to grow, didn't it?
that helped me to grow. And I actually am very grateful for having great friends. The friends who surround me 24/7 are really, really very positive and had really had a huge impact on my life. I really want to thank all my friends because they were with me when I was at my lowest point. And they helped me
Exactly.
actually become, or maybe are helping me becoming what I want to become. And that is really, really very amazing, and I'm really grateful for having such a huge, great batch of friends.
That's nice.
Friends and social media are actually two of our most important aspects.
The people you surround
Yes.
yourself with, online and offline.
Yeah,
Yes.
online and offline. Yes. Online and offline friends. But we should start doing this. We should actually appreciate people when they are trying. If you knock on 100 doors, one of them will actually open. But if you're too scared to actually even knock on one door, you're not even trying. And why are you scared? Because people will judge you.
Mhm.
And when people judge us, they're actually showing how they are rather than how we are.
Yes, exactly.
Let this
Ah,
sink
yes,
in.
yes.
Yeah, the people who judge, critics are jobless. Critics don't have a job. That's why they criticize.
Yes.
If the main
Good point,
purpose of
good
their
point.
life is to criticize others, then they don't have a good life, or maybe their mindset is not good, or maybe they are going through such a bad phase in their life that they're also seeing negativity everywhere.
See, I think winning is important, but wanting to win is what actually counts.
Yeah, and
Oh,
we should
I
not.
love that.
We should not actually demoralize people who are trying.
Yes,
I
exactly.
recently had this really great experience. One of my friends actually did a really brave thing on social media, and this another friend of mine shared their story to me and saying, "Hey, look at her, she is such a loser." And at that point, I really bashed the fuck out of my friend because I was like, she's doing something really brave, and you have no right to actually criticize what she's doing. So he was like, okay dude, I back off. I was like, no, you should not. I forced that friend to actually DM her a really positive reply. And I myself actually DM'd her a really positive reply. I said, this is really commendable what you're doing, mental awareness week and all that. I told her, and now I really didn't have like, we really didn't used to talk before, but now she actually replies on my every tweet, and now she's actually started tweeting her. Now she's actually started tweeting.
The impact, yeah, exactly. This is a very great story. The impact of what you say to people does matter a lot. Like if you criticize, maybe like this thought keeps running in their mind and this makes them stop. But if you appreciate this, like the motivation increases 1,000 folds.
And we can really use social media for really like
Yes.
to impact other people's lives. You know, we can, you know, one effective way I would like everyone to do, or maybe I'll suggest it, it's up to them to do or not, is like get out of the followers and following ratio. It
Yes.
is not taking you anywhere, it is just stopping you from growing. You know, the followers following ratio is like, it's just there for boosting your own ego. You know,
Exactly.
when you get out of that, you really reach a really dangerous level of freedom.
Yes.
Yeah, you really reach a really dangerous level of freedom, and you stop giving a fuck about what other people think. Yeah, and you know how to get out of this ratio is like start following the pages which match your thoughts.
Yes.
You know, if you want to be motivated, follow tens and thousands of motivational pages, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, follow entrepreneurs. If
It
you,
does not matter how many people you follow, because
but the amount of value they add to your life.
exactly, like
You know,
you have to see what they are doing.
yeah, you want them to impact your life. You know, like actually start following the people who you want to become. You know, who are your idols, or maybe who like you aspire to become, like whose ideologies match yours. And if you start doing this, you'll actually get surrounded by so much positivity and so much like of what you want to become,
Yes.
that you'll actually stop focusing on the negative things.
Yes.
You know, and you know, another major factor in actually changing our lives is books.
Books.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know, if we read the right content, our life can really change. You know, I really want to say a huge thanks to Tanish for actually introducing good books to me. Yeah, the books which I read are not bad, but he actually like gave me one or two books which like really helped me change my perspective. You know, one book which I would particularly like to thank is The Secret. You know, The Secret is, you know, such an amazing book that actually changed a lot of my life. You know, you know, when I read The Secret, it was like it provided such a positive impact on my life that you know, it changed my thoughts. It helped me to actually like to bring in reality what I thought. You know, and I'm really very grateful for the presence of that book in my life. Yeah. So
Visualization really helps.
yeah,
Visualization helps.
that's
So
the basic point of Secret.
your thoughts are shaped by social media.
Your thoughts become things.
Yeah. So
If you
exactly.
implement on them enough.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe, you know, as you know, it's really a very huge topic as to what we should do with social media and how it implements our life.
What I think that, you know, being caught up in all these stories, these tags, these reposts, these screenshots, it's gonna do us no good. We should be the change we want to see in the world.
Exactly. Good point.
You know, so on this note, you know, we'll end the podcast. You know, I'm really very grateful to have this amazing opportunity to connect with you people and to share my perspective with you all. And you know, please do tweet and use the hashtag Twitter for teens
And hashtag social media
revolution. We'll actually promote your tweets and we'll post them on our page. Do tweet. Thank you.
Thank you so much.